Good evening. Welcome back to Interesting Talks with Footprints Counselling Service. I hope that you're well. And if you've been given lemons, you are getting really good at making lemonade. No, jokes aside, we have to make the most of the cards we're dealt in life. We only have one life, and I know it's far from easy at times, but we can make the most of what we have. It's been a very challenging 2 years, to say the least. And one thing that we have all noticed, well, I can say I have, is how much angrier people are on the road, in the street, at work, and in the home. So today's talk is on ways to deal with your anger. Uncontrolled anger can be problematic for your personal relationships, your health. Fortunately, there are tools you can learn to help keep your anger in check. Raw, fury, rage, whatever you call it, anger is a powerful emotion. Unfortunately, it is often an unhelpful one. Anger is a natural human experience, and sometimes there are valid reasons to get mad, like feeling hurt by something somebody said or they did, or an experience of frustration over a situation at work or at home. But uncontrolled anger can be problematic for your personal relationships and for your health. Fortunately, there are tools you can learn to help keep your anger in check. Understanding anger can be different forms for different people. Some people feel angry much of the time or can't stop dwelling on an event that took place that made them mad. Others get angry less often, but when they do, it's like an explosion, a volcano, and it just comes out in rage, and they're very difficult to deal with. So whatever it takes shape for you, uncontrolled anger itself negatively affects your physical health, your mental health, your emotional well-being. So there are techniques to help us stay calmer in all of these situations. By the way, it can also give you a coronary, heart attack. And if you've got heart problems, it can give you a heart attack on the spot by getting too angry. So anger also can lead to stress-related illness problems such as insomnia, digestive issues, problems with headaches, and anger can also contribute to violent and risky behaviours such as drug taking or alcohol use. And on top of all of that, anger can significantly damage your relationships with your family and your friends and colleagues. But again, you don't need me to tell you that. But strategies to keep anger at bay are there. Anger can be caused by internal or external events. You might feel mad at a person or an entity like a company you work for, or an event in a traffic jam, or a political election even. People get upset with that. Whatever your feelings come from, you don't have to let your anger get the better of you. So here are some techniques that I believe will help you stay calm. Now check yourself. It's hard to make smart choices when you're in the grips of a powerful negative emotion. Rather than trying to talk yourself down from a cliff sort of thing, avoid climbing it in the first place. Try to identify warning signs that you're starting to get annoyed. When you recognize the signs, step away from the situation or try relaxation techniques to prevent the irritation from escalating. Don't dwell. Some people have the tendency to keep rehashing the incident that made them mad. That's an unproductive strategy, especially if you have already resolved the issue that angered you in the first place. Instead, try to let go of the past incident One way to do this is to focus instead on the things you appreciate about the person or the situation that made you angry in the first place. Change the way you think. When you're angry, it's easy to feel like things are worse than they really are. Through a technique known as cognitive restructuring, you can replace unhelpful, negative thoughts with more reasonable ones. Instead of thinking everything is ruined, or example, tell yourself this is frustrating, but it's not the end of the world. Try these strategies to reframe your thinking. Avoid words like never or always when talking about yourself or others. Statements like this never works or you're always forgetting things make you feel anger is justified. So statements also annihilate people who might otherwise be willing to work with you on a solution, which is what we all want, solutions. Use logic even when it's justified. Anger can quickly become irrational. Remind yourself that the world is not out to get you. Do this each time you start to feel angry, and you'll get better balanced perspectives over time. Translate expectations into desires. Angry people tend to demand things rather than to see the fairness or appreciation or agreement, willingness to do things the other way. Try to change your demands into requests. And if things don't go your way, try not to let your disappointment turn into anger yet again. Relax. Simple relaxation strategies such as deep breathing and relaxing imagery can help soothe angry feelings. If you practice one or more of these strategies often, it will become easier to apply when your angry feelings strike. Focused. Breathing. Shallow breathing is angry breathing. Practice taking controlled, slow breaths, and that picture you coming from your belly, deep down in your belly, rather than your chest. Deep, deep breathing. Use imagery, visualizing relaxing experiences. I don't know, when you use something like we use on a holiday, on a nice relaxed beach, or whatever you like doing. Use that as a process in your mind to think of. Practice muscle relaxation techniques. Slowly tense and relax your muscles groups. You know, for example, you might start with your toes and slowly work your way up to your head. So you tense the muscles, then you release it, and that is a practice that can help you to relax. Improve your communication skills. People often jump to conclusions when they're angry, and the first thing they say that comes into their head is often an unkind word or unkind sentence that pops into their heads. Try to start listening, should I say, carefully before you start to reply. If you need to step away to cool down before continuing the conversation, make a promise to come back later to finish it off with a discussion. Get active. Regular physical exercise can help decompress, burn off that extra tension, and reduce stress that can fuel anger in the first place. Reorganize and avoid your triggers. Know what your triggers are. Think about what sets you off. And if you know, always get angry when you're driving at rush hour, take a bus or try to adjust your schedule to make the trip at a less busy time. If you always argue with your spouse at night, avoid bringing up contentious topics when you're both tired. If you're constantly annoyed that your child hasn't cleaned his room, then shut the door so you don't have to look at that mess. You can't completely eliminate anger feelings, but you can make changes to the way the events affect you and the ways in which you respond. By making the effort to keep your anger in check, you and the people close to you will be happier for it over the long run. If you continue to feel overwhelmed, consult a psychologist or a licensed mental health professional to help you. They'll help you to teach you how to be able to control your anger and give you a plan. He or she can help identify problem areas and then develop an action plan for changing them. It's a part of being human to get angry, but when it's affecting your health, your relationships, your work life, it's time to take a stand. If you enjoyed this talk, leave comments. We all learn from each other. Whatever medium you see this on, do share and leave likes. If you're on YouTube, do subscribe so you see my videos as they come out. Thank you for watching. Until 2 weeks' time, stay safe, try and stay calm, try and stay positive. Bye for now.